Hello, everyone. Hello, spoiled girls. It is your spoiled girl dating coach, May Kalinu here. I am starting my live. Thank you guys for tuning in, sending the likes, following. I really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. I will be reposting all of this to my YouTube, so I will see you there if you don't get to sit in on all the goodies today. But we are talking about female friendships and being a spoiled girl and how that helps you level up in the end. So I have some notes with me today we can go over. So I'm sure some of you guys saw the TikTok that I posted with my 25th birthday. I had invited all these people to come, about 20, and only about 4 of my friends actually showed up to celebrate my quarter century celebration in New York City. So I was pretty sad about that at the time. It messed with me for a while, to be honest. It was really hard to get over the fact that nobody wanted to celebrate my 25th birthday with me. I always thought that 25 was like this big milestone that people would want to celebrate with you, like your 30s, your 25, your 21st, your 16, like all these big milestones. So when it became my 25th birthday, I was so excited to celebrate with the people in my life, but I had told my boyfriend at the time, he's my fiance now, that I wanted to do this boat party I saw on TikTok. There was a hot tub boat party, so he rented it out for me for my birthday. And I invited all my friends to go, and at first they were like, yeah, let's go. So before we booked it, I like made sure they were gonna come first, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna be there to celebrate you. And mind you, this is like not just one friend, this is like multiple friends. They all kind of are like their own little clique too, so that was probably like one of the first warning signs. But I had told them I asked them if they were available. They said yes. And I got my boyfriend to book the boat for us. And when it came time, they literally did not show up. They told me like 1 week before that they couldn't go. So I was pretty sad about that at the time. And I was actually pretty depressed about the whole situation. It really made me feel like nobody wanted to celebrate me. It made me feel like the people that I had around me didn't want to celebrate me. And even more so, not just that they didn't want to celebrate me, I felt like it was a bit malicious to say that you were going to go and you ended up not going when you knew that we were going to book this boat for my birthday. So that sent me into this spiral. And I was so sad for a while. And thank God I had you guys in my TikTok community and everything, because I had posted it on my TikTok. And some of the girls came and really showed out for me. So I'm so thankful that I have this like community. I'm getting like emotional here, but yeah, the fact that I was able to have this platform or to have a hobby that I really, really enjoyed, that led me to have other close women next to me who were supportive. And I invited them to come, and they're still my friends to this day. We still talk. So I am really thankful for that. These people who did not even know me showed up for me when these people I had known for years lied to my face, said that they were going to come, and didn't show up for me. And I'm obviously still recovering from it. And personally, I feel like there was a lot happening underneath the head, like my boyfriend at the time paying for the whole thing, like that I feel like caused some type of jealousy within the group, because they are not in provider relationships. Their like boyfriends, fiancés wouldn't pay for this whole boat, they would split it. And so I feel like because of that, they decided to, you know, make my birthday a bad birthday for me on purpose, and lie to my face about coming and then not showing up on that day. Because if they had just said they weren't going to come, that would be fine. They don't have to come, they don't have to show up. But the fact that they said something and they said they're going to show up and then they didn't, it was, you know, it was a really sad moment for me. And I felt really bad for my boyfriend for having provided that boat party for me, and I couldn't, like, I had no friends to show up for me. And I feel like at that time in my life, I'm sorry, I'm a Cancer, so I cry a lot. It's hard for me to keep my tears in. But during that time, it was like I felt like I had been at some point using my boyfriend's money to kind of like not show off, but I wanted to experience that with my friends, you know. I wanted them to, you know, come to this boat party that they usually typically wouldn't be able to go to, and you know, do all these great things that my boyfriend would pay for us to do together because of, you know, his money. He was able to provide that for us. He was able to provide this day for me and for my friends as well, which is such a great like provider mentality. But it just goes to show that the people that you have around within the provider relationship are gonna create that happiness and fulfillment as well for you. It's so hard to do this when you have jealous friends around, like when other people wouldn't pay for their birthday party to be celebrated in this way. They get jealous, they don't want to show up for you, and so that's why it's really important to also have friends who get it, you know, who get that your Beyonce your boyfriend, your fiance would provide those things for you. And if you're keeping the circle around you of friends that you have made for a while, in my case, I made them through just like going to the bar and drinking and stuff, and they are not continuing to grow with you, that should be a red flag or like an indicator flag to you that something's not right. Something's not right with your alignment and your friendships and your life that you want to create for yourself. And I'm sure some of you guys feel very similarly that you've said in the comment section, so thank you guys for sharing as well. But this also translates to not just this personal experience where you have jealous friends, but sometimes back in the day, I, in terms of my friend group, wanted to continue to level up with my friends and bringing all my friends with me on this level up dating journey to become a spoiled girl. I would ask them to come out to the bar with me, to an upscale luxury bar with me, and they wouldn't want to go. And I would ask them to do pottery with me or do a dance class with me, and they wouldn't want to go. They would rather go to a bar and drink. And slowly I started realizing that I was outgrowing these people, especially after my birthday. I was like, wow, I'm just like, why did that happen? Where am I making my friendships and how am I prioritizing them? It's pretty like eye-opening to realize that. And I'm sure some of you guys along your level up journey too wanted to help your friends level up with you, to bring them on this journey with you, to have them become spoiled girls or quality caretakers and everything and become the best version of yourself. But unfortunately, not everybody wants to change with you. And there is beauty in that. At the same time, you get to have this bittersweet moment where you realize that your old friendships are not working for you, but you also find that other people, you can meet new people that are going to be there for you and that are going to share the same interests as you and have a passion that you share as well. It's actually selfish for you to want to try to have other people level up with you, in a sense. You are dragging them out of what they're used to, out of their comfort zone, forcing them almost, if they don't want to level up with you. You're putting all your restrictions on them, and they don't feel special. They don't feel like they are actually leveling up within themselves. They feel like you're forcing your values, your level up journey onto them because they're not ready to do that themselves. And everybody is on a different journey with their spoiled girl level up journey. And I just want to answer this question real quick in the comments. Thank you for asking it. What do I mean by spoiled girl? Like, I mean, when I say spoiled girl, yes, you're being treated like a queen, but you are also loving yourself, okay? It starts with loving yourself first and having that love and compassion and empathy for yourself. And then you can receive spoiled girl treatment from other people. So you embody spoiled girl energy, you love yourself, you have people, you take care of yourself, your body, your mind, and then other people will give you spoiled girl treatment as well. So that's a little bit of what I mean. But when you're taking this journey and you realize you want to become a spoiled girl and you realize when you want to get spoiled girl treatment, you want everybody else to also get that treatment. You're like, you need to be a spoiled girl too. You need to embody the spoiled girl energy. But not everybody wants to do that. It's very selfish for you to want to try to pull people out of that. You know, they want to do their own thing. You're forcing your opinions onto them, and at a certain point the relationship is just like not working out anymore. And there's two directions. You can either completely cut ties because of you don't share the same morals and values anymore as you used to when you were younger, or you can deprioritize your relationship with them in terms of friendships, right? So I realized that, you know, these people, some of them I still am in contact with, but I am not expecting them to show up for my birthday anymore. I'm not expecting them to be proud of me or to show up for me in any type of way. These people are now just, you know, my acquaintances, bar acquaintances that I talk to. They are people that I hit up when I want to go grab a drink. They are people that if I know I want to go party, I'd go hang out with. But in terms of being there for me on my biggest days, my business, my, you know, my plans for the future, they're not going to be in that circle anymore. And to be in that circle, you have to earn it. I'm no longer giving access to people just immediately. I am closing off access to myself, and that creates value right there too. When you're leveling up, when you're becoming a spoiled girl, when you're closing off access to people, people see that, and they see that you're a very special person because you don't give access to everybody. That increases your value, right? So if your demand is high and there's no supply, like you're not giving out your attention to everyone and demand is high, that means your price is like, your value is very high as well. Think like Birkins, right? Demand is high, supply is low, so the price is high. So when you're doing all these things and you're leveling up and you're losing friendships, it can be so hard. It can be so difficult to let go of those old tendencies, those old habits, the old friends, the old stomping grounds, whatever it is. But if you're continuing to change and they don't want to change, that causes resentment and jealousy within your friend group. People don't like to see you change that much. So if they're not a part of this spoiled girl level up journey with you, that can create resentment and jealousy within them. Not everyone, of course. And that's what I mean, where some people I have stayed in contact with versus other people. Some people can be still very supportive. So one of them, for example, she got engaged that weekend on my birthday. She went up to her fiance's family, husband now, their vacation home, and they got engaged that weekend with the whole family there. So I felt like that was a good excuse, or not excuse, but that was a good reason that she didn't come up. And I felt like she also brought it up to me and apologized so we can continue on the relationship, right? But the other people never commented about it, act fake to my face still, send me messages on Instagram about my videos and stuff, like video ideas. Like, that is definitely like evil eye energy right there. That stuff I'm gonna cut out. You know, when you can feel the resentment, you feel the jealousy, they're doing similar stuff to you, but they're not talking to you about it, they're copying you. They're trying to emulate you. And so those are the people you want to cut off, okay? And the other people you want to keep. And it's also very important to maintain relationships and to be communicative and say the reason why you're upset. And if they want to bridge the gap, like, be forgiving. You know, you can get over that as well. But draw the line as well. You know your boundaries. So having a good group of friends is really going to elevate your life. You're not going to get the birthday scaries anymore. You're going to have people who understand your relationship, and they aren't going to make snarky remarks about the situation that you're in. I've had people talk about, my age gap with him really inappropriately. Me and my fiance, we're 12 years apart. So I've heard people talk inappropriately about that. And the little comments add up. And they swim around in your head. So they're not making no impact, even you're like, oh, they don't mean it, or they don't understand. Your subconscious doesn't understand that. Your subconscious only understands the literal stuff that's happening, being said to you. So if you are around people who make comments like, oh, wow, my boyfriend would never pay my rent, or my boyfriend would never pay for my birthday party, my boyfriend would never do that, then you're gonna be thinking to yourself like, oh, should he not be doing that? Should my boyfriend not be doing that thing then? Even though that's like the right thing that you want. That's the thing that you want him to do, or how you want the relationship to go. So they're gonna continue to subconsciously attack your relationship. They don't realize they're doing it sometimes, but that's what's going to happen. And once you start feeling that resentment and jealousy, you need to really just cut them off. Because not only is female friendships going to help you when you're feeling sad, when you're dating, they're going to build you back up on your birthdays. They're going to build you back up for your businesses. Okay, for example, I just hosted my candle making New York City meetup recently, last week, 2 weeks ago. It wasn't even a birthday. It wasn't even a big event. My friend group now, my inner circle now, they all texted me, wow, May, I'm so proud of you. That event was amazing. The turnout looked great. Everything looks amazing online. On your content, it looks great. I'm sure it was a fantastic event. I'm so proud of you. Was I ever going to get that if I was scared to lose my friends? If I was so scared to lose these shitty friends for my birthday, I would have never gotten this love and support that I have now. 2 years later, I'm turning 27 soon. So I cannot even fathom how lonely I would have felt if I had continued my relationship with those same people. I would have felt like nobody's showing up to my business event. I would have felt like nobody understands my relationship. I would have felt alone. And that's not a good feeling to have. It's horrible, actually. It's depression. It's something that needs to be fixed. And when you're going to therapy and stuff, one of the main things that we talk about is like, are you talking to your friends? Are you making new friends? Are you distancing yourself or pushing people away? Your social circle is so important for your happiness and your well-being and your fulfillment. It is so, so, so important. Your partner as well, but more importantly, your friends, because they're going to be there a lot longer than your partner, potentially. If you get divorced, your friends are going to be the first person that's going to help you, and family, if you have that privilege. If he passes away, God forbid, your friends are going to be there to pick you back up. Your friends are going to be there for you. If you have a fight with your boyfriend, your fiance, your husband of 15 years, your friends are going to be the one who's going to be like, he's a good man, Savannah, or say, you guys had a really great time, you can find another one. So when you feel like, thank you for the question, Micah. How do you stop distancing yourself when you feel like a friend has let you down? So this is different than what I'm talking about, like the depression thing, the sadness thing. If people are letting you down, you just need to cut them off, like no contact. If of course, vocalize the issue. I think it's very important to communicate why you're upset, where the boundaries were, crossed, where you feel like somebody did harm on you. You need to vocalize that as well. And that's what being emotionally intelligent and vulnerable means. It's to acknowledge that something has happened to you and you feel bad about it, and you're letting another person say that they made you feel bad. It's scary, but it is a good option. So, yes. So you should tell them that you feel like they let you down in a certain way. And if they don't, then you need to go no contact with them. So it's important, that part. But if they're not receptive of the discussion of boundaries and communication and apologizing, then work on getting new friends too. So I want you guys to be honest with yourself here. Like, do you guys have any hobbies other than working or reading? Because I feel like lots of people don't have that, right? Like, be honest. What do you do on the weekends that's not drinking or going to brunch or eating? What is your hobby? And if you don't have any, don't beat yourself up. It's fine. Okay, we're all trying to learn about our own selves, working on ourselves, but have some self-reflection and some self-awareness right now. If you don't have a hobby or passions or interests outside of work, then how can you make friends? And so when you're looking to rebuild your friendship group, especially now, like getting into your mid-20s, late 20s, you're becoming more serious and more passionate about your life and stuff, and people just do not, your past friendships just do not relate anymore. So at that point, you need to be honest with yourself and ask yourself if you have any hobbies. And if you do, then we're gonna work on finding female friendships within your hobbies. Because when you have somebody who's passionate about something else too, for example, candle making, as an example, they're very passionate about making candles, and it just brings them a sense of fulfillment. They're not going to be worried or jealous of the situation that you're in. They're going to have so much stuff to deal with on their own that they don't even care about your stuff anymore. Not that they don't care, but they're not jealous. They're not resentful of your stuff because they have their stuff going on. It's that term, like, mind your business, except that it's not like a rude like phrase. Like, think about it, mind your business, as that's actually what you should be doing. You know, you shouldn't be minding somebody else's business. You shouldn't be worried about what they're doing. You should be worried about what you're doing and what you can do for yourself. And when you find this passion, then there's a lot less resentment, jealousy that happens. They got their own thing going on, you have their own thing going on, and you find people that have different values than you, but are still supportive in the way that they can be. So, if you've ever felt like your friend group has let you down in any way, it's okay. You'll make new friends. That's what is amazing about this human experience and being a social being, is that we make friends all the time. And I hear it's like, oh, when you get older, it's more difficult to make friends. Yes, that's true. People do become more closed off. But when you're in a certain group, like a hobbyist group, there are way more ways that you can connect with people. You don't have to connect with people just through alcohol anymore. You can connect with people through learning a new art, craft, skill, cooking, everything. I just want to go over a little bit of the statistics here about female friendships that I've gathered. And it's pretty eye-opening. So in terms of female friendships and dating, it also is an indicator of your value. It is, according to Match.com, in a survey that they ran, 55% of singles say social network is extremely important or very important to them choosing a partner. So 55% of people consider that a part of their equation when they're figuring out the other person. 31% or 30 of people say that they introduce their partners to another person, 31% of people say that they will introduce their potential partner to their friends within 1 month. So even as your friend groups are your support system, they also weed out people for you. They're an indicator of if you guys are a good match. People will bring your potential partner around friends to make sure that they're a good fit for you. Because sometimes you get so clouded by whatever it is happening, the emotions, the novelty of a new person, the love bombing, even the gifts, whatever it is, you can be clouded with your judgment, and bringing your friends into it can tell if you have picked the right person or not. So it is extremely important to have friends around with similar dating values because of that. They will make sure that you are sustaining your same values and upholding them. And it is so important sometimes because you forget. And other people subconsciously will bring you down to their level. Like, they will be like, are you sure this guy is like okay? He bought you all those gifts within the first 2 weeks. Is he gonna be bad? Is something gonna happen? You know, they're feeding you all this stuff. So it's really, really difficult when they're feeding you all this information that you don't want or like you don't agree with. So that's why having friends with the same values is so important too. Because they're gonna bring imagine you bring a guy back and they're just keep talking about like, oh, that guy's not gonna provide. That guy's not gonna continue to provide for you. Who knows, in a week or two, he doesn't really mean that. All those things, that's gonna make you crazy up here. You know, you're not gonna know what to think. So having friend groups that understand where you're coming from or understand the value that you're trying to bring keeps you aligned in your dating, keeps you on your spoiled girl journey. And that's why I am so into having other spoiled girl friends. It's just like a way of life. So another thing, just a few more statistics, and then we can move on to, you know, how to make some female friendships. So according to a survey from Glamour and Tinder, 80% of women believe having a strong support system of friends leads to a successful and fulfilling life. So 80% of women believe that having a strong support system leads to a fulfilling life. 80%. 80%. 80% of women. That's insane. So imagine like 10 women. Of the 10 women, 8 of them all agree having strong female friendships will lead to a more fulfilling and successful life. That's a big number. About 2 people say no. When there's 8 people in the room that say yes and 2 people say no, I would say they're the exception, not really the rule. So, in contrast, this is a study from Bumble. Yes, I'm shocked it's not higher too. This is a comment from user. Shocked it's not higher. My girlfriends are my lifeline, even though I'm in a great relationship. Of course, I'm absolutely agree. This survey by Bumble, actually, 91% of women believe that having a strong female friendships is important. So 91%. And I guess it depends on like where the survey's coming from, right? Like the other ones from Glamour and Tinder, they're a little bit more superficial of survey providers, right? So the people who read that stuff are a bit superficial versus emotionally intelligent. Versus Bumble, the survey was 91%. 91% of women believe that having strong female friendships leads to a more fulfilling and successful life. So that's pretty crazy. 91%. And Bumble is more of that emotionally intelligent woman, right? Like Bumble BFF. They understand emotional connection with women. They understand love connection with men. And so within that study, 75% of them said that their friendships had a positive effect on their dating life. So that's pretty impressive too. More often than not, having this strong support group, based on the statistics, is not even a 50-50 chance that you're going to have a more successful, more fulfilling life. It's almost a matter of a fact here that you're going to have a better life if you maintain your relationships with your friends, with your female friends. And it's just so important, especially because I know some people think that your partner is the most important relationship of your life. It's not. It really is not. It is one of them. But that relationship with your partner is going to teach you a lot more about yourself. Whereas your friends and your friendships are going to be there for you. You're going to find yourself in your partnership, in your relationship, but your female friendships are going to be there for you, support you, validate you. Yes, the thank you from the user, the Sex and the City quote. What if our girlfriends are the real loves of our life? And I think this is like when Charlotte gets her first divorce or something like that. And that is so true. I definitely think that our girlfriends are our real loves of our life. And sometimes it's really difficult to see that because we get this like attraction towards men, right? We're attracted to men. And so that creates confusion within your emotional state. But your female friendships are going to be there way longer. And your female friendships are going to be there for you more than the time that you're spending with your partner sometimes. So, thank you for following. I appreciate that. Just trying to catch up here. So, yes, I've heard Bumble BFF is good, but I've also heard bad stories from there. But, you know, you gotta vet people. It comes with friendships as well. Thank you for following and loving my page and for the support. I really appreciate it. That means a lot. And I'm going to be posting this live on YouTube, so if you didn't catch the whole thing or you want more information, it's going to be on YouTube. So, the things that female friendships can provide within dating includes support and advice. So, if you are in a situation in your relationship and you don't know how to react, you're going to go to your girlfriends first and you're going to be like, what should I do? You know, you're going to text your best friend and be like, he did this to me at the bar yesterday. What should I do? Should I break up with him? And they're going to provide you with that guidance. It's amazing. And they're going to keep you accountable too. And what I mean by that is like when you're going on a date, and you text your friend, oh my god, this guy asked me out on a date. They're like, where to? And you say coffee. Your friend's gonna say, coffee's not a date. And you're gonna be like, wow, you're right. Coffee is not a date. And they're gonna keep you accountable with your boundaries. They're gonna say, you know what dates are? Dates are dinner, okay? That's it. Dates involve dinner. If it's just drinks, it's not a date. And your girlfriend's going to keep you accountable for that. They're going to be like, you went on a date with this guy and then you went home with him? Are you crazy? Do you like him? You know? And they're going to make you think about the boundaries that you're setting and keeping yourself accountable for them. And the next thing is emotional connection. Emotional connection, yes, sometimes you're getting that from your partner, and being emotionally involved and vulnerable with your partner is so important. But sometimes there is just no way around understanding a woman's life from a man's perspective. A man will never understand the struggles that you go through. Never. He can try. He can try to understand. He can have empathy. But he will never understand the struggle. Especially as like a person of color, a minority, whatever your situation, they will never understand that if that's not also their story. And that's why having female friendships, having my girlfriends who are, you know, women of color, people of color, minorities, if something happens on the street and so I'll tell you this story. I was in Portland recently, and Portland can be a pretty dominated area. And we were hiking and took a seat for lunch, me and my mom and my fiance, who is Jewish, white. And this woman goes all the way around to come talk to us, or not talk to us, but to get close to you. And she came close to our bench, and she was like, "Oh, I thought you guys were just squatting over here with no bench. I didn't see the bench right there." And I was like, "Oh, you were just assumed the two Asian women were squatting next to a tree in a park?" I was so offended. And like, I had not experienced that type of microaggression in a while, where they just like are completely oblivious. And for those who don't know, like, Chinese people have a way of sitting that's like squatting, and a lot of other third world countries and other countries also sit in that way. And so I haven't heard this terminology in maybe the last 10, 20 decades. But when you're in that type of space, they just say it. And it's sad. And when I talked to my fiance about it, yes, exactly. There ain't no way she would have ever said that to another family that wasn't Asian. Exactly. She would not have walked over to us to like take a peek at us. Like, why are you even walking over here? We're like in our own little area. And my fiance didn't think anything of it. And I love that, you know, Libby here doesn't realize it either. But yeah, she didn't see the bench. But then why did she assume I was squatting? I'm not even going to get into that. But the point is that I told my fiance, and he was like, you didn't think that she didn't see the bench either? Like, no. You don't understand my struggle, unfortunately. No matter how many times I explain it, you will never get it. Yes, she didn't see us on a bench, but she didn't assume that you were squatting over there either. You know, she wasn't assuming that you were just standing there. And he will not get it. He just does not get it. No matter what I say, how many words I say, no matter how many times I cry, they will not get it. They won't totally understand. They can only have empathy. They can only say, "I'm sorry you felt that way. I'm sorry. I didn't see that at the moment." That's all they can say, but they can never relate to you. They can never understand that struggle, the trauma. My eyes are getting like glossy again. But the trauma that you have endured many years before that specific word has said to you. And sometimes it's exhausting. Yes, being an Asian woman dating a white man, it's exhausting. As so many people are like, "Oh, you're white savior." Actually, it's very difficult to be in this relationship, okay? It's not like I wanted to be in this relationship. It's extremely hard to navigate a multicultural, like, relationship like this. And when you have female friends who are people of color, who are minorities, who are women also, who understand these, like, tiny little things that happen to you in your life sometimes, that they're gonna be there for you to validate your experiences. They're gonna be there when your partner just does not understand and will not understand ever. I've said that before when I got a lot of hate on my channel for wearing fake pearls and stuff, and why that was so annoying to me from person telling me that I'm wearing fake pearls, whereas most of the pearls come from China. I get gifted pearls from my grandma, handed down from, like, centuries as family heirlooms. It's a difficult situation to navigate. During that time, he was not able to provide support for me. But calling my friends, okay, immediately I call my friends and they're like, yes, I get it. That was being so aggressive, microaggressive, being racist, whatever, and they get it immediately, you know? I don't have to be like, oh, the trauma that I had to endure when I was young. My dad really squat like that all the time, and he would smoke a cigarette while he was squatting like that, and made me feel so embarrassed about my culture, about my relationship with my dad. You know, I don't have to say all that for my girlfriends to just get it. Like I told you guys right here, you guys just get it. I don't have to go through all of this digging up my trauma and saying all this other stuff for my friends to just get it. And that's the beauty of having friendships, though. Sometimes you don't get everything from your partner. Sometimes you get stuff from your friends, and that's beautiful. They're there for you for that reason, and you're there for them for that reason. So, another great thing that's amazing about having friendships, female friendships, and I know you guys have mentioned it up here too, the user, zero whatever, but having other friendships, making other friends who have similar passions and goals, values as you, expands your social circle. It makes you have more friends when you put yourself out there. They introduce you to people. You get access to their social circles. You go to their dinner parties. You go to their events. They invite you places. You have this whole new world that you live in when you're making new friends. And it translates into dating, right? So they're a new social circle. They might introduce you to somebody they know. They're getting to know you. Hey, you may be really good with John. I think you'd get along with John. And of course, learning a new language, they know you're like high value, and so they want to introduce you to other people. But it also makes you more attractive as a potential partner when you have good friends. I don't have the specific study, but on YouTube I'll link it. The specific study talks about how when men see women with female friendships and prioritizing female friendships for a good part of their life, it actually shows that you're emotionally stable and very well adjusted. So it actually gives you value to have friends that you prioritize. When you tell them, hey, I'm not going to dinner tomorrow, like he's like, can you make dinner? And you're like, I can't make dinner tomorrow, I'm getting dinner with my friend Lexi. That makes you more valuable to them than saying, oh no, I'll just cancel that dinner with Lexi and go to the dinner with you. You know, I'll drop everything and go to the dinner with you.
that actually makes you seem more valuable because you don't have that much time, right? Supply, demand, your supply is down, the demand is high, he wants to go to dinner with you, but you have no time. He's gonna want you more. He's gonna be like, wow, this person has lots of value. Like, I wanna see what's up with her. I'm intrigued. So, exactly. Don't play hard to get to be hard to get, right? So when you are investing in yourself, working out, going to candle making classes, getting dinner with your friends, okay? Now he's like, wow, this girl, I have to fight for her time. I need to work for it. She's not just gonna go to dinner with me. She's getting dinner with Lexi tomorrow. I have to do something, you know? He's gonna be like, wow, I gotta show up for her. She got friends that show up for her. She's got her candle making class, her dance class. She's got so much stuff going on. I'm gonna have to get her a gift the first time we see each other, you know? And this is the spoiled girl energy that you want to be showing people. You want to be like, wow, yeah, I get spoiled by my friends. I'm spoiled myself with dancing and working out and stuff, so that he will see a higher value in you and see that, wow, I'm going to invest my time in this because she's high value. She doesn't just talk to anybody. She has a close-knit friend group. It's truly an amazing thing to have female friendships. And yes, Micah, I wanted to comment. Micah said, I think a lot of us have a deep longing for sisterhood, especially if you don't have blood sisters. So for me, now this is called, you know, having like sister issues, kind of like daddy issues. People started to call it the sisterhood wound, if you've heard it online. But it's true. And when you don't have blood sisters, it makes it really difficult to find somebody that understands you in that capacity, with compassion, with empathy, unconditional love. It's hard to learn. And so for me, I'll tell you a little bit about my sisterhood wound. My sister, she's not that much older than me. She's 5 years older than me. I have friends older than her. And moving to New York, you know what? Guess what? She also didn't show up for my birthday party, my 25th birthday. Didn't even want to come, didn't text me happy birthday. I think she actually asked me to watch her dog or something too. I was like, no. And that wounded me, you know, to have somebody who is a blood sister not prioritize you in that way. It hurt. And it made me for a while want to prioritize other relationships which were just as harmful. So I felt like because my sister didn't love me, that I wasn't worthy of love from my friends as well. And it's really difficult. And I have been working on this so much, but it's hard for me to ask people to show up for me. It's really difficult for me because my sister never showed up for me. I just had an engagement party. My sister did not go to my engagement party. It's hard. And so working on that, I have to forgive my sister. I have to say, you know, it's okay that you're like this. It's okay that you feel like this. This is the only way that you have been taught to do things and how you cope. You are emotionally distant. And it's true. Like, yes, it seems like my sister is behaving a little bit jealously. She's in a 50-50 relationship. I'm pretty sure she's never been on an extravagant trip completely paid for by her husband. They're 50-50. And so it's hard to work on that sisterhood wound. It's so difficult to work on that. Especially when you have all this trauma that's built up from your past that tells you otherwise, to tell you to believe that nobody is going to show up for you, because my own sister never did. And it's hard to see my actual friends kind of live it out in reality too. It's not just like, oh, I felt like nobody would show up for me. It actually happened. And so that's why it's like traumatizing, is because it happened twice, right? My story that I tell myself, my sisterhood wound, and then it happened in reality one time on my 25th birthday. And so then it becomes like a gush into your story, your trauma. It feels like it's going to happen every single time now. But being able to build those friendships and trusting yourself is important. Taking the risk of depending on people too is so important. It makes you feel so much more fulfilled. Like, I feel so much more fulfilled now. I don't expect my sister to show up anymore. She just doesn't for me, you know? And I cannot continue my life expecting her to show up and her disappointing me every single time. And we have this, you know, my wedding's coming up too. She didn't even come to my engagement party. She, you know, at her bachelorette party, I got her this beautiful Venus et Fleur bouquet. Okay, Venus et Fleur. It was $800 already. And that's why, like, I got her this amazing gift for her bachelorette party, and her maid of honor, she and my sister, never even told me I was supposed to wear like a certain colored dress. I thought it was like bachelorette style. They didn't give me any information. So I just wore bachelorette colors, like an orange or a pink, like cute colors, and then she would wear white, right? Obviously, I'm just assuming. But no, they were all wearing black. So I had to go out the day before we were going to go hang out all the way in the Hamptons and rush to get some dress, any random black dress that I could find in the middle of Hampton in the summer. Do you know that there's no black sold in the Hamptons in the summer? It's all white and blue and pink and more white and more beige. It felt semi-malicious, you know? And so to get over all this sisterhood wound where friends are being catty, people are not telling you the whole truth, they leave you out of stuff, either on purpose or subconsciously. You were just second tier in their group. Not having people show up for you, even though they told you they were going to show up for you. That hurts, right? But we can't let all that trauma, all that like mental abuse make you hard and cold, because that is an issue for you. Later on, that's going to be a problem for you when you toughen up your heart and you toughen up and build up all those walls and those boundaries. Later on, you're going to feel like the one who's missing out. So you have to forgive them. You have to be like, it's okay that you did that. You didn't know how to show up. You didn't know how to show up for me, and that's okay. I have found friends who will show up for me. I took the risk, put myself back out there, and found friends who would show up for me if I lost my leg and I needed to be pushed around. And I'm only like recently coming to terms with this, so it's been really nice to let go of expectations. It's been so nice to reorient my friend group. I had an engagement party recently, and my friends surprised me with all these balloons, and they got like the engaged word, they got extra like floaty balloons for the side, they got the ring like blow up balloon, they got, you know, a few other like little balloons and stuff from Party City. They put it all in their tiny little car and drove it all the way to my house. I'm like crying already. I'm sorry. It's like the second time I cried on this live. Whew. My friend, I was too scared to set these expectations for him to come. He lives in LA. I had my engagement party in San Francisco with my family. My family's in San Francisco. And a lot of my old college friends and stuff. But I was too scared to ask them to show up for the engagement party, you know? I was like, come if you want to, because I don't want to get my expectations up. I'm gonna have this event like on a Saturday. Come if you want to. It'll be here. Just show up. And my friend texted my other really good college friend and told him to fly in from LA. When my own sister wouldn't even show up for my engagement party. They got balloons. They surprised me with my friend showing up from LA. It was honestly such a surreal moment to actually have found people that I can depend on and have them show up for me. That's hasn't happened for me that many times. I wasn't expecting anybody to show up for me. I honestly thought, again, Level Up journey is a very lonely journey. I honestly thought that, like, my partner would probably be the only person who semi-got me. And he doesn't understand me completely because I'm just, like, a minority woman. And, you know, he's, like, a white Jewish man. He's not going to understand me completely. He does his best in all capacities to be empathetic about my situation and everything. But he just does not get me, you know? And then having friends who will show up for you in that way really made me realize, like, I am deserving of love. I am deserving of having a friend show up for me, having people around me that will show up for me. And of course, people in New York, the 4 friends who did show up, are one of my best friends now. I always show up for them. I go to their business events, they're artists usually, so I go to their art openings, and I'm always there cheering them on. And it feels so good. It feels so good to show up for them and have them show up for me. I used to be the person who would, this happened recently too. I got invited to this like influencer's birthday dinner. I got them a birthday gift. Expected to pay my dinner, even though it was paid in the end. She said she wanted to go out and drink that night, so I took all of her gifts home with me so that she could pick them up tomorrow or the next day. I mean, I didn't want to look in the bag, but the bag was very light. Only I got her a gift for her birthday, and I barely knew her. And that's always me. I've always been this person who's like trying to give so much to my friends to a point where I have nothing left to give, you know? I was like, it feels like everybody keeps using me. Like, I don't have people who would show up for me either. Nobody else got this girl a gift. We don't even talk anymore. She doesn't even invite me to the influencer events. I don't even know what happened, but it's sad, you know? And so I've learned to not completely show up for people in that same way unless I see reciprocated efforts. I'm gonna be the one who, I'm very nice, you know, and I would love to hang out, but if you're not gonna hang out with me, if you don't want to hang out with me or get me gifts, you know. Ooh, Micah, are you in Montreal? Parlez-vous français? Isn't that the French part of Canada, is like that part? I love Montreal. I've been thinking about going on a road trip up there because it's only 6 hours. That's like nothing compared to like California road trip times. LA to San Francisco is like 8 hours, so. And that's like our normal road trip. So 6 hours is like easy. Aw, hi Hikari. We're actually getting tea next week. I'm just talking about my old female friendships and my sister wound of building friendships and stuff. But Hikari is one of the people. Oh my god, my dog again. He just gets really antsy at the end of the day. So, and when my neighbor comes home, he's like trying to protect me because I'm home alone. So he's like, get the fuck out of here. Wow, oui. Yeah, I'm learning French, so we can talk French sometime. But yeah, Hikari is one of the girls that I had met recently who share my passion for content creation, luxury, like girly things. So go follow her if you want. She does Cheetah Girl, nostalgic clothes, beauty, lifestyle stuff. And we had co-hosted a dating event together before. And afterwards, she hit me up to go on a tea date, and then we were best friends after that. And she came to speak at my event. It's been really good. So just like how I dove into content creation, whatever that is for you, you will be able to meet lots of friends like this too. Like, look at Hikari right now. She's showing up for me in my live, you know. She's, you know, proud of me, showing up for my events. We're meeting up next week. So, yes, that is the upside of social media. You can meet such great people online. And so I'm so glad that we have met. And that would have never happened if I didn't just like put myself out there and make these videos and whatever that may be for you. Take that dance class, go to that pottery lesson, go to that candle making lesson. Yes, friendship should be more than just gossiping and partying together. So let's get into a little bit about like where you can meet these people, because it's really difficult. Of course, try to dive into your own interests, but you can also pick up like a new hobby as well. These are just some suggestions that I've written down here, where I've met people in the past. My Pilates class, the nail salon, spas, networking events, business events, creative art classes, like pottery, candle making, a book club, cooking class, language class, like a French class. That would be fun. Like we're even, me and Micah are talking down below, and we're like, I'm gonna practice my French with her, and she's gonna tell me a little bit about Montreal. I'll give her a little dating advice in French or something, you know. These small little things will get, having these small interests and hobbies will make you have friends later on and build that passion and interest for you, so that you have a shared passion and interest for your future friends. And another important thing is that you need to be consistent. You need to be consistent. And what I mean by that is like, not like you have to show up 7 days a week and like go, but if you're gonna go to the pottery class on Monday, go to the pottery class on Monday for like 8 weeks straight. Same time, 7 p.m. Monday nights, every single week. Get there early. And especially the very first time, it's gonna make the biggest impact on your energy and everything. I've noticed this, where if I go to a class, I sign up, and I'm not forcing myself to be more outgoing the very first time around, I end up becoming closed off again within the class. I'm like this closed off person in the back. But when I go the very first time and I'm scared, you know, my heart's in my throat and I'm looking around, I'm like, everybody's gonna judge me or whatever, but I take the leap and I'm talkative and I'm talking to the person next to me, like, oh, have you been to this class before? You can go with a compliment, like, your shirt looks really nice, where'd you get it? And then you can get into what they like to do for fun. Like, do you do candle making a lot? Thank you for joining. See you later, Babsy. And thank you for following. Yes, so you did this for the gym. You ended up making friends with a girl who I kept seeing there. That's amazing. And so that is such a great feeling when you're consistent, you see somebody there, and then you've made friends with them. That's all it takes. That one little interaction, and then just get their Instagram, you know? It's much more... It's very few times have I been rejected by another woman, so... for like a friendship advance. Yeah, does somebody want to tell them what a spoiled girl is in the comments? Since I've already done that a little bit in the live, so I'm sure you guys know too. And yeah, they're really not going to be jealous of you, like these friends, because they have their own thing going on, okay? They're focused on trying to make their candle nice. They don't care about sabotaging your relationship. They were there to make candles in the first place, you know? They're not these people that you met at a bar that you were talking to. They're people that are literally just interested in their interests, and they know that. They're confident in that. They like their passions, they like their interests, and they know this is who they are. And these are the people that I meet that are way more understanding of my relationship, even though they don't have the same relationship, they don't believe the same thing, they might be in a 50-50 relationship, but because, oh my gosh, Micah said, OMG, I remember you gave me advice for freestyling at the bar and it helped. That's so good. But yeah, when you're bettering yourself and they're bettering themselves, there's no competition anymore. You guys are on the same team. You guys are both on your spoiled girl level up journey and learning about yourself and spoiling yourself with your hobbies and working out and spas and self-care and taking care of your hair and your teeth and your nails and your skin. When you're just so focused on yourself, you have no more time to worry about other people, right? So that's the whole thing of like, mind your business, because when I mind my business, I don't care about your business. It's true. Like, I like to think of that as like an empowering way. Like, mind my business. I gotta mind my business, you know? I gotta keep... Who cares about what anybody else is doing when I'm figuring out my Pilates situation, my nail schedule, the spa, doing pottery? Like, I don't have time to care about your relationship and what your fiance, husband, boyfriend is getting for you. I'm working on my own stuff, you know? Eternity says, today was so nice. I dressed up for the first time in a long time and got so many compliments. I'm so glad. Aw. She says, I kind of was in a slump and now I am back at it. I'm so glad you're feeling the spring joy, spring bounce back now. So I'm so glad that working on yourself, getting dressed up in the morning, investing that time into yourself actually gave you a good output. You got so many compliments. You're feeling yourself now. You're feeling yourself, I bet, before people complimented you. And then now that you got that validation from the universe, they're just telling you, like, go, like, continue, you got this, you know? And so that's just so amazing. I love that for you. Happy spring. And I guess one more thing that I would suggest is going on solo dates to meet people. If you're freestyling already at the bar, you know, I never went to the bar just searching for a man. I always went to the bar because, number one, I did want to drink, or I wanted to hang out after work or relax, unwind in some way. And I was open to making any connection. It didn't matter, man or woman. When somebody sees you alone, it gives them an opening because you're less intimidating with your friends and stuff. So I've met so many people this way. I went to the nail salon. Nail salons, I suggest if you're trying to meet like other spoiled girlies, go during, if you can, during the day. Like if you have a service job or something, go during the day. There's a lot less people during that time, and you'll be able to talk more freely. And I remember I met this woman. She's a CEO of a company, the Levy Group, and it's like a media company. And I met her at the nail salon, and we were just chatting up about our nails and like getting them done. I was getting my birthday nails, and she was like, oh yeah, like, do you need a job? I was like, yes, I do. And so we were talking about that for a while. So it's just so amazing how these opportunities can come up when you are alone. Of course, be safe. Please text somebody that you're there, or set an alarm on your phone just in case to go out with some info or something, just in case you're meeting somebody and you don't have any friends in the city yet. It's important to be safe as well. But I was never just looking for a man, because a woman, a spoiled girl woman, an older woman could come and be friends with you as well. That's happened many times, and that's how I have a lot of my older woman friends as well. So they see this like young girl alone, and they'll come try to talk to you and be like, why are you alone, you know? And sometimes that's actually more fulfilling, fun, and it ends up going to more places afterwards, because sometimes guys, like, they do just want, you know, they just think you're a worker. So that's always a gamble too, right? Like how absurd they can be. But with a woman, most of the time you know that they're not trying to hit on you, so that can ease a little bit of the tension and also get you into a new social circle, which is amazing. Yes, and women love helping other women. We definitely have fun and stick together, says Eternity. Yes, you met one of your hypergamous mentors on TikTok. You're open to men and women. Yeah, that's so great. Okay, so thank you guys for joining my live. I'll take some questions now. If you guys want to hop on for a second, you guys can request if you want to, but I'll answer some questions. So thank you guys for joining my live. We'll do the Q&A portion now. Make sure you follow and subscribe on my YouTube. I'm going to be posting this on my YouTube later if you didn't catch the whole thing. Solo dates, there's nothing really crazy. I would say like during the week too works better. But like after work, take yourself to dinner. You know, it's not specific. Just go get dinner. Okay, whatever time you end up there. You get off at 6, go at 7. You get off at 6 and need time to go home, go at 8. Just get a little dinner, and you want to reorient yourself to just like thinking about, oh, happy hour is great. If you can get off, yeah, and go to happy hour, go. That's amazing. But I think that sometimes women are too focused on just trying to freestyle when they get to the bar and with a man. And there's so much more opportunity than that. You can make so many more female friendships and just enjoying your own time. Yes, solo date at the bar, but it depends on the restaurant, right? It depends on it depends on the place you're at. But yes, bar is typically better because people can come up to you. So if you want to approach a woman to be friends, it's pretty easy. It's just open the conversation like, hey, how are you? I saw your shoes. They look so cute. Have you been here before? And this happened to me recently at an event too. I was at the Upkeep event, the Botox Med Spa app that you can schedule Botox just from your app immediately, or whatever med spa procedure that you want. And it was their opening New York event. I was there with myself. I was alone. I don't know why I said it like that. But I went alone, and I wore a really nice dress, and she complimented it. And then we started talking, and she was like, oh, I'm a business owner, and and I said, I'm an influencer. So we were chatting for a bit, and she was asking me for content advice, and I was asking her for business advice. So it is pretty great to just like start a conversation like that. I always say compliment them, ask them what they're doing there, or how long they've been there, or if it's their first time, if they live close or nearby. Actually, well, that one is more of like a New York situation. I don't know. It might be a little bit weird if you're like in the middle of nowhere. But and then exchange social media. Just be like, oh, do you want, let me get your IG, you know? So if you need to ask for a dowry and that's like not within your culture, for marriage, you can definitely just, exaggerate the truth a little bit. Just say like, oh, your mom or your dad really needs it. And this just will provide. Again, I am very open. I am a huge preponderance on open communication. Having open communication, just saying why. Like, yes, you want the dowry, but why do you want it, right? So it's always to have like a safety net, a situation, if anything arises, if anything that you need, if things become stressful in any way, or his work, he needs to leave in a certain way, that you have this dowry. And I did the same thing with my bag. I was like, when I get engaged, I want a bag. I want a Birkin bag too, to withhold my value. So, in addition to the engagement ring, I wanted my bag. Yeah, exactly. Attorney says, but not impossible. Western women found a way to ask for it, including stocks. I heard stocks before marriage, a gift before marriage, sort of like it. But straight money is okay too, kind of like a push present. Exactly, yeah. I think you just need to get more comfortable with saying what you want, and then things will flow easier. Because if he says no, then you're like, okay, well, somebody else will say yes. If that's what you want, like, that's how you fish, right? You're like, are you going to say yes? Are you going to say yes? Are you going to say yes? If not, you're going to take it back. Oh my gosh, LA. I'm actually considering London before LA right now, so I don't know when I'll go back to LA. Potentially, I might do LA more when I'm back in SF. I think I might transition back into San Francisco in a year or two, but yes, you only have one life to live. Somebody's gonna say yes. I think that you have to be true to yourself and what you want, because otherwise you're just, it's self-harm to not abstain, not withhold like your standards to a certain level. You need to be true to yourself and, you know, just say that that's what you want. Say that that's who you are. Like, I was really embarrassed to be a spoiled girl before, but now I'm like, if I say it out loud, people will accept that that's me, and then I'll find people who are more accepting of being a spoiled girl. Yes, I'm obsessed with London too. I like London because we're close in Europe. It's so much easier to travel over there with the train and stuff. I don't like to drive, and I don't like airplanes that much. So, okay, so what do I mean by spoiled? Of course, having a man provider who spoils you, but especially I call it spoiled girl instead of spoiled girlfriend or spoiled fiance, specifically because you can be a spoiled girl by yourself without a partner as well. But the dating value is to be spoiled too. Your friends will spoil you, you're spoiled, you spoil yourself, and a man spoils you. Spoiled. I'm trying to think of a catchphrase. I'm trying different catchphrases. Spoiled. I don't know. We'll see what sticks in the end. Alrighty. I think that is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to be posting the live later on my YouTube, so go ahead and check it out there. It's going to take me a little bit of time to edit the videos down, though. I'm just going to post the live like the other dating coaches do. When we don't have fans that just like repost my videos from YouTube, that would be nice. Yes, I do meetups. I'm thinking about having another one with a picnic in Central Park coming up soon. So be on the lookout. I haven't created an email list for it, but I think I will soon. Lots of people are asking about the meetups. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for following. Love you guys. Check out my Instagram. It's the same stuff, but I post on my story a lot more, and you can ask questions there. DM me. And yeah. I'll catch you next time. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow or just next week. I'll let you know. Bye, loves. Love you guys. Bye, spoiled girls. See you soon. Have a good rest of your day. I'm going to be trying this new heels class. I just saw this dance studio open up around my block, so I'm going to go try it. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll post a video about it later. But bye. Have a good rest of your day, you guys. Love you. Enjoy the sun. Don't be too hard on yourself and your relationships. Life is supposed to be fun. Okay? Think happy thoughts. It all takes time. Things take time to build. So, love you. Bye.